And the national men's basketball team is one step closer to qualifying for the 2021 FIBA Afrobasket after outclassing South Sudan 74-68 in the Zone 5 pre-qualifiers at the Nyayo Gymnasium to advance to the next round of qualification. However, the victory was marred by events that laid bare the Kenya Basketball Federation's lack of management.
It is a great honor, and we are very excited as Kenya Basketball Federation to announce the hosting of the prestigious Road to BAL Elite 16 Championship to be held in Kenya from November 28th to December 3rd at the Kasarani Indoor Gymnasium as well as the Nyayo National Indoor Arena.
It had been billed as a do-or-die clash between Kenya and South Sudan, who had both come into the final match unbeaten.
And the fans came out in large numbers.
The game was in danger of cancellation after fans broke into the Nyayo Gymnasium that had already been closed off to new entrants after filling to capacity and proceeded to invade the court. As a result, both teams walked off and the world governing body FIBA gave the hosts an ultimatum to control the crowd chaos, otherwise a walkover would be given to South Sudan. The rules require that fans do not access the perimeter wall of the playing court. This brought into question Nyayo's viability to host the tournament, which was the first high-profile basketball competition to be held in Kenya in 27 years. Kenya police managed to eventually clear the court, and the game started 2 hours after its intended 6:30 p.m. tip-off.
The Road to BAL is a critical qualification process for the finals of the final round of the Basketball Africa League, which will be held later on in 2025. And we are very excited that Kenya has been selected to host this very prestigious championship. And especially at a time when our champions, the Nairobi City Thunder, will be taking place in this championship.
When it rains, it pours. The deplorable state of the roof at the Nyayo Indoor Arena that leaks, letting in water in torrents, only serving to hurt the hope of a win in a game. That is the condition that the Kenya Basketball Federation and other federations that hold their games at the Indoor Gymnasium have had to deal with in the past, with games having to be stopped or cancelled altogether. However, that could change with the arena receiving a facelift, so far the fan zone being fitted with seats.
Basketball fans, welcome back. So the Road to BAL is a few days away, and the Nairobi City Thunder, they will be defending home court. So a few days ago, we saw the Kenya Basketball Federation officials come out and announce that the Road to BAL will be officially be held in both the Nyayo Gym and the Kasarani Indoor Arena. So a lot of people have been waiting on what I have to say about it, and here it is. So the wait is over. So number one, the Kenya Basketball Federation are very incompetent, and I'm going to explain to you why. So a few years ago, before the pandemic hit in 2020, the Kenya Basketball Federation, they were given the chance by FIBA to host the Afrobasket pre-qualifiers. And the reason as to why I mentioned this tournament that happened more than 4 years ago was because in that tournament, there was that game, Kenya versus South Sudan, that got delayed by 2 hours, and it really caused a massive disruption in the FIBA scheduling, to the point where in that game there was limited crowd control, and the game was held at the Nyayo Gym. I'm not going to call Nyayo an arena because they're not an arena, they're a gym, and they are very small. There is like a bed sitter at this point. So it was a very chaotic atmosphere, and a lot of people really, especially the fans, got access into the arena, even through the windows. The door was closed, and a lot of people got in, and majority of them, I can say 75% of them were South Sudanese, and they wanted to support the team. So there was a health hazard to the point where the stream had to be delayed for 2 hours, and FIBA even issued an ultimatum saying, if the Kenya Basketball Federation, if you're not able to control this crowd, we are going to stop these games from going on, and you're going to give a walkover, and you're going to lose, and you're going to give this win to South Sudan. So even the police had to be involved. So since then, Kenya has never had the privilege of having a FIBA event of any magnitude, because majority of the time you're seeing games played in Rwanda, Tanzania, neighboring Tanzania. You wonder why they get the access to be able to play and host games. And all over the continent, you've seen games happening in Cameroon, Senegal, Egypt, all those places. So that is a major flaw, especially when it comes to growth of the sport. And Kenya, to some extent, got locked out. Not because of them not having good teams, but the fact that the Kenya Basketball Federation were very incompetent. So it was twofold. Teams not preparing and playing well, and the incompetent federation. Now, they have been given a chance to redeem themselves. And at this point, I can say it's too soon for them. Because number one, they have put the games at the Nyayo gym for 2 days. And the other remaining games for the tournament, they are put in the Kasarani indoor arena. So I can say this can be a swing and a miss. They, on one hand, they have a chance to redeem themselves, of which I don't think that they have. And number two, they can embarrass the country further, and people can, understand that Kenya is not where it is, especially when it comes to other sports. I know we get Olympians who are athletes and who are runners, very good runners, but when it comes to other sports, football, basketball, that's where we draw the line, and that's where you see Kenya is lagging behind. I'm seeing even there's a push to Jaze Kasa, but I don't think so.
Apart from elevating basketball in Kenya, this event will bring positive and economic impact on businesses that support sporting activities as well as support basketball. Hence, it gives us an opportunity to showcase the ability of Kenya to host future international basketball events and to bring a feeling of community building in Kenya.
These people just lie through their teeth, man. I don't know, man. The amount of lies that spews out of this woman's mouth is interesting. I don't know at this point, because I was editing this video at the middle. I just said, you know what? Let me just drop in a few nuggets, because this is crazy. If there was any economic impact that was going to be brought in, it should have started from the federation itself and its league, not external sources like FIBA hosting the event. So, but this lady is just a liar, man.
While we're excited, hosting an event of this magnitude comes with significant logistical and financial demands. On a positive note, we have already secured Kasarani Indoor Arena and Nyayo Stadium as our venues, but to deliver a world-class event, we need support from all stakeholders. This include, but are not limited to, logistics, which is assistance with transportation of officials, the VIPs, the technical teams, as well as the players and their contingents.
Why don't you use the looted money that you take from gate revenue for KBF games? You hear begging, yet there's no accountability when we ask you for the gate revenue. How much do you make? We never get to see that, but you want people to trust you with their money, and you don't even want to tell us the gate revenue that you generate. Okay, you have secured Kasarani and Nyayo, but you're still asking for money which you're not going to account for. Why would you trust people who lack integrity? Why would you trust people who avoid the truth? When somebody like myself comes in and tells the truth, you all are just, complaining and crying out here. So let's just see. Unajua, wonders will never cease. Honestly, wonders will never cease.
We also need promotion and publicity, and we're calling on collaboration of the media and other partners to ensure that we have maximum visibility of this event, as well as fan engagement during the event.
First of all, the Kenya Basketball Federation officials do not have any idea what sports and entertainment is. They don't understand what media rights are. They don't understand anything about fan engagement. They have no social media platforms. They have no communications. They have nothing going on for them. They only depend on other people to do the work for them. And when somebody comes out and tells them how it's supposed to be, they ignore because they don't want to pay. So the question is, even if they are asking for people to help them, especially the media outfits, will you compensate their activities? Will you go ahead and bankroll and pay them to be there to cast your events? What about the fan engagements? Do you actually think people are just going to turn up as fans for nothing? They want entertainment. They want to have fun. Do you provide any avenues? You don't. So this is just hogwash, whatever she's saying here. I don't know what, maybe the people who wrote this script for her were just lying. They were just playing lying.
We're also looking for financial support, monetary contributions to cover costs such as the venue preparation, equipment hires, and operational expenses.
There we go again with KBF begging, because they don't have the ability to stay away from scandals. They don't have the ability to go ahead and do clean business with integrity. That they resort to begging. So these people, they have seriously wrong things going on in there. They have everything going wrong for them. And honestly, I don't know who in their right mind is going to help them, because there are so many corporations in Kenya that can assist. But because of the terrible and poor reputation that these federation people have, this is the reason as to why nobody wants to associate with you in your time of need. And I can't be surprised if somebody out there who has the money refuses to help you, because if you look at how they have been moving, if you look at how many times they have been in major scandals, being taken to the Sports Dispute Tribunal, no brand wants to associate with that, and that's the reason as to why they are begging for money, and they can't even account for all the little that they collect at the gate. So why would anyone trust them with any resources? Why?
We are calling on everybody in basketball and fans of basketball to also volunteer to support in terms of hospitality and event management.
Why would anyone in their right mind want to volunteer to assist you? Assist you in what? Why would anyone even try to help you? Because all the people that they try to help, anyone who has tried to come out and help the Kenya Basketball Federation, even with their league that is very substandard and amateur, they get thrown out. When you come out and you assist and you have a different opinion to them, they kick you out the same way they kicked me out. So the thing is, they want people to volunteer. So volunteer for what? What incentive have you put that people want to come and assist you? Because of your poor reputation, you're not going to find any assistance. And this is just compounded with the lies and the things that people turn people off, especially with lack of transparency and integrity. So why would anyone even try to assist you? I mean, go and suffer alone.
We hereby therefore appeal to the government and its agencies, the private sector, media and fans to collaborate with us in making this event a resounding success.
You're a total complete waste of time, and nobody in their right mind, either working at the corporate sector, government sector, wants to associate with your failure. And you are going to be in history as, you're going to go down in history as those people who failed in managing Kenyan basketball at this period in time. And because of your poor reputation, nobody wants to associate with you, unfortunately for you.
Kenya is on the course of making history. And this tournament represents more than just basketball. It is about showcasing our excellence, our resilience, our talents, and our capacity to host and to shine on the global stage. I urge everyone to rally behind this event, to support our team, Nairobi City Thunder, and to make Kenya proud.
So the writers of this script are saying one thing, and this Secretary General is thinking another thing, because the only people who are writing history right here are the Nairobi City Thunder. The Kenya Basketball Federation is riding on the success of the Nairobi City Thunder. The Nairobi City Thunder are an organization that put together the best team in Kenyan basketball. They dominated and beat everyone, and they are on the course of making history. So any success that is coming and the federation is enjoying, it is because of the Nairobi City Thunder. So it's not the works of the Kenya Basketball Federation, because the only thing that the KBF officials know and understand is corruption, and they will never be rewarded by anything. They're only enjoying this because of the Nairobi City Thunder's success. That's it. The Nyayo gym is trash. Kasarani, barely, the floor is barely good. So any success that they are saying that is being drawn, they don't have the ability to host an event, and that's why they got cancelled by FIBA. And it's a miracle that the Rotubalas looked our way, and they are trying us, giving us one last shot. And unfortunately, they look like they're going to blow it. Now let's go back to a normal programming. I digress a bit. Majority of the time, you will see the people who are supporting basketball, especially with that Fox Basketball Club from South Sudan. You'll see a lot of South Sudanese guys coming in and watching the games. Not too many Kenyans. Because number one, Kenya is not that knee-deep into supporting basketball like that. So number one, you will see the lack of preparation, especially when you hear what the Secretary General had to say. So they're depending on corporates, volunteers, and the government to help them control and not even control, but set up this whole thing, of which you will see that the incompetence and the lack of knowledge on how to run a basketball federation will spill over to how to mismanage an event. Because number one, there's no money in basketball. The federation doesn't have money in basketball like that. There's no much money in basketball. There's no ticket sales, nothing. Even the money, the gate revenue that they purportedly collect, we have never been told where it goes. And majority of the time, it just goes to some people's pockets. And the reason as to why I say that is if there was a lot of money being collected, they would have at least fixed the venue before games. There's lack of sanitation in those washrooms. There's a lack of changing rooms. There's no media center, nothing. The floor in the Nyayo gym and also the Kasarani Indoor Arena is bad. And any player who tries to risk it all in those places, there's a high likelihood that you're going to get injured. So we've seen a lot of injuries happening in courts, and I don't think they fit the standard. We've even seen in other sports like football, you can see AFCON, the Nyayo arena, the football arena, it was not cleared, and you could see even the FIFA people, when they came and looked at the pitch, they said, you know what, you don't have the ability to do anything. Kenya was just given the nod right here. And it can happen two ways. It's either we blow it or we redeem ourselves. But unfortunately, with the incompetent people that run the federation, there's no way they're going to redeem themselves. There's nothing that they can do right now to salvage anything. And you will see firsthand why there are total failures. I have mentioned them time and time again in my videos, saying that they are total failures, and a lot of people have a tendency to have mixed reactions when it comes to them because they're saying, give us some time, basketball is growing. I don't think basketball is growing too much, because if you look at the basketball scene, it's only the Nairobi City Thunder, that's it. That's the only team that is good. The others are trash. Look at KPA, full-on rebuild. They're getting beat by everyone. Look at Ulinzi. They're not good. Look at the other teams. Look at the Equity-Dumas. Nothing. The only team right now that is hot is the Nairobi City Thunder. And the Kenya Basketball Federation should thank the Nairobi City Thunder of putting them in this position. Because number one, if it weren't for the Thunder's spectacular performance, they will not be looked at as a hosting venue. Because number one, we have seen what KPA did. KPA, they were very poor when it came to playing. They were very good here last year and the year before. And right now, they are a shell of their former self. They're just living on past glory. If you look at the Ulinzi Warriors, I don't even have to keep saying, because the Ulinzi, they're just, they're just there, and there's nothing going on there. So this hosting is going to be a complete failure in my book, because we will get to see how incompetent the Kenya Basketball Federation officials are. Remember, these are people who cannot take criticism. These are people who do not understand anything when it comes to basketball. They have no knowledge of it. They think that because they hold that position, they know, and they don't. Even when somebody comes in with a different opinion, they will never take it, and they're going to realize this thing the hard way. And I really don't even feel bad for them if Kenya gets blacklisted, because remember, Kenya got blacklisted for 4 years. He's actually lucky. They are lucky that FIBA gave them a nod to host this, and if they make a mockery out of this, we will blame them, because if you put up a game in the Nyayo gym, let's say in the 28th and 29th, this is this coming week, and it rains. When it rains, there's a leaky roof, there are puddles of water that happen. Even I've released a couple of videos explaining that, and those videos are not even made from me, they're made from mainstream media. And
when it rains, it pours. The deplorable state of the roof at the Nyayo Indoor Arena that leaks, letting in water in torrents, only serving to hurt the hope of a win in a game. That is the condition that the Kenya Basketball Federation and other federations that hold their games at the indoor gymnasium have had to deal with in the past, with games having to be stopped or cancelled altogether. However, that could change with the arena receiving a facelift, so far the fan zone being fitted with seats.
TV Kenya, they are the ones who came up with that story, and they exposed it. And what did the federation officials do? Nothing. They just go ahead and run with their own incompetence, and they continue with the norm. And these are people who don't like being told the truth, and when they don't like being told the truth, they suffer the consequences like that. So right now I have lowered my expectations on what the federation can do, and the overall respect that goes to the officials is at an all-time low, and their reputation is so poor to the point where there are very many corporations here in Kenya, Safaricom, Airtel, there are banks that can legitimately help the federation. But because of the poor leadership, lack of accountability, and the constant scandals that follow the federation, a lot of brands shy away from partnering with people who are known, and they are known to violate anything that has any type of structure. They'll just violate it. And what they end up doing is just ruining their own reputation and credibility, to the point where even when a major blessing of a tournament comes in, no one is able to even trust them. Because number one, look at what the kind of support they are calling upon. They are calling upon volunteers and fans and people of goodwill to help them. Because one thing that they forgot in basketball, it's business first and the sport second. So they have been focusing on the sport and forget the business side of it. With their sheer ignorance and lack of awareness, they found themselves in a position where they have not even positioned themselves as an entity that can generate money for them, that can even be able to facilitate their activities. Because if you look at the other federations, like the Tanzania Basketball Federation, FIBA, they have no issue hosting, because they've been there, done that. Tanzania has hosted it last year, they hosted it this year. They had no issues. The stream was good, and you could even see FIBA, they took up everything. Right now the Afrobasket is going on, and you can see Dakar, they're good. Tunisia, they had their route when they hosted the Afrobasket earlier this year. And you can also see Egypt, Senegal, South Africa, and Rwanda, BAL destinations. So Kenya is left behind, and it's because of the poor leadership and people in power who don't even understand the basic fundamentals of setting up a good quality tournament. And right now we're just going to figure out the hard way, and I don't expect anything much. If it flops, it is what it is. I feel like Zambia hosted it better, and they did it better than us. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let's see what type of product is going to be put out there, and hopefully things don't be as bad as they were the other previous times, and hopefully you don't get banned because of the low standard gyms, the low standard costs that we might should put out there. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, They have not even told us who's going to broadcast the games. They have not told us the companies are going to, do that. The media conglomerates the media outfits that are going to come out and help them stream the games, which is not going to be free. Let's see how they've handled that, because that is one thing that they have been ignoring. They depend on other people to do work for them. Let's see what they're going to do, because I know a lot of people will want a share of the pie and they will not have enough money to even pay anything. So it is what it is. So if you guys like the video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think about this. I'm going to talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Let's come together to make the Road to BAL Elite 16 an unforgettable experience to Africa and to the world. Thank you. So in order to ensure that the other teams can be able to come to the venue to support Nairobi City Thunder, we hereby will be postponing the games that will be held on both the 28th and 29th, as well as the 30th. So the league is going to come to a stop, so that then we can make sure that all the teams can be able to rally behind Nairobi City Thunder, so that they can be able to make history as being the first Kenyan team to make it to the final round of the Road of the BAL.
These are very prestigious championship, and we thank the government for giving us that opportunity to host. It is going to be the game changer for Kenyan basketball. In fact, I would wish to use this opportunity to request especially the younger generation who are now out for holidays to come and see the very best basketballers, not just from Africa, but globally showcasing their skills within Kenya. The championship begins from 28th November to 3rd December, but teams will start arriving by 26. Other teams might opt to arrive earlier for acclimatation purposes. Kenya is the most welcoming country in Africa. Many teams are very happy that Kenya is hosting this event. There's a lot of excitement within the continent and even globally that at long last, Kenya is hosting this event. So there's a lot of excitement behind this championship. So let Kenyans be geared towards a very competitive championship. We have been assured that by the time the competition begins, the two stadia are going to be ready for use. I think, let the truth be said, Nairobi City Thunder has injected a new lease of life in Kenyan basketball. The standard of the game has really gone up. In fact, recently, we even had our under-16 boys team that went to Dakar, Senegal, and won a bronze medal. So whatever Nairobi City Thunder has done has rejuvenated basketball in Kenya. And we wish them well. And I think it is the team to watch in this championship.
Technically, I'm so much impressed by the way they've done the seating arrangements. All what now we are just looking for is the clock. The clock is where we have a problem. And if they can manage to make it, then we'll be good to go.
With the first lift at Nyayo National Stadium's main arena nearing completion, more needs to be done to the gymnasium that has no proper locker rooms for teams to change. Poor lighting with a scoreboard that needs upgrading. The facility has once hosted international events, the latest being the Afro Basketball pre-qualifying tournament that Kenya came out top. It was the first time Kenya was hosting a major competition since 1993. The arena could not handle the number of fans, with Kenya getting away with a near ban for flouting crowd control procedures.
Most of our players and fans come from within the area, so it's very easy and accessible as compared to Kasarani. And two teams and our players are used to playing and training at Nyayo as compared to Kasarani. So that's the more advantages. And also with Nyayo, it's easier being filled as compared to Kasarani.
Renovations will serve to impact positively on Kenya's performance in international competitions.
These are an amazing opportunity for us to host the Elite 16. And we are really proud for Nairobi City Thunder for qualifying for the Elite 16. It wasn't easy in Kibaha in Tanzania. The boys went all out and gave it their best to qualify for the Elite 16. And we wish them well. We know they're going to make us proud. It's been an amazing journey for Nairobi City Thunder. I know they need this. This is what they always wanted. And the journey for Nairobi City Thunder has been so amazing in that a lot of resources, the sponsors have put a lot of resources in the team. And the kind of players they brought on board, like Aruna, Majok, those are great additions. And I believe with Tai there, Taylor Ongwae, who's the captain, with his experience, we're going to make it to the final road to BAL. I think basketball trajectory in this country, if you look at the trajectory, right now we have an upward trajectory whereby we have seen teams fill in the gyms. Truth be told, Nairobi City Thunder has a very huge following, and for us to host, I know the whole country, guys are going to travel all the way from all walks of life. The gym in Kasarani is going to be full, and as a federation, we had an executive meeting where we agreed that we are going to postpone the games so that to allow all the teams and all the basketball lovers to come and support Nairobi City Thunder. It will be a very great opportunity for us to see one of our teams qualify for BAL. Yeah, I was with the Nairobi City Thunder in Tanzania, and I think I've seen a lot of changes during training, even the additions that we have. You can see a number of changes that have been adjusted by the coaching staff and the management. We're going to watch out for Fox team from SSD, and I think it's going to be a good revenge for Nairobi City Thunder when they meet Urunani from Burundi. As a federation, I was there and I was present when JKT filled the gym to support their own team against Nairobi City Thunder. I believe we're even worried on how we are going to control the fans, because we believe the gym is going to be full to the extent that we'll have to control the number of fans entering the gym.